Hello everyone. Today I will present a study on how categorization uncertainty is represented in distinct neural networks in the human brain. The paper is called A Neural Representation of Categorization Uncertainty in the Human Brain and was published in the journal Neuron in 2006. Categorization is essential in daily life, helping us make quick and accurate decisions. However, decisions become harder when stimuli are near a category boundary, increasing uncertainty. The study examines whether specific neural networks in the brain represent this increased uncertainty. The main research question is categorization uncertainty represented in distinct neural networks in the human brain? The researchers predicted that categorization uncertainty would increase neural activity in specific brain regions. To answer this question, an experiment was designed where subjects performed a categorization task while undergoing fMRI scanning. They judged vertical line segments as long or short relative to a learned boundary. Before each line segment, one of two cues, either black or gray circle, were shown to indicate which boundary to use for the categorization. These boundaries were not explicit and were learned through feedback during a training phase. While performing the task during fMRI scanning, their brain activity was measured using blood oxygen level dependent signals which reflect neural activity. First, as it shows in Figure A, the researchers used a psychometric function to reliably measure uncertainty. A psychometric function is a function that represents how a feature of a stimulus, like in this case the length of a line, relates to a person's judgment about that feature. Figure A shows that as the line segments gets closer to the categorical boundary, the uncertainty increases. This graph was essential to identify and quantify the subjective uncertainty experienced by the subjects, allowing the researchers to correlate it with neural activity.
Now let's take a look at Figure B. This figure shows a group analysis of 10 subjects, each with around 750 trials, indicating increased blood oxygen level dependent activity in specific brain regions when categorization uncertainty is high. We see heightened activity in the medial frontal gyrus, anterior insula, ventral striatum, and dorsomedial thalamus as the stimulus gets closer to the boundary. This observation leads to the first of our key findings. Increased uncertainty boosts activity in these regions, with higher activity closer to the categorization boundary, which means that there is a proportional relationship between categorization uncertainty and bold activity. Figure C shows the correlation between categorization uncertainty and brain activity in various regions. Red areas in the figure indicate positively correlated activity, meaning that as categorization uncertainty increases, the activity in these regions also increases, while blue areas indicate negative correlation. This figure highlights that the frontostriatal thalamic network shows significant positive correlation with categorization uncertainty. In contrast, the frontoparietal attention network does not exhibit these correlations. This leads us to our second key finding. A distinct frontostriatal thalamic network is specifically engaged by categorization uncertainty, separate from the frontoparietal attention network. Finally, Figure D illustrates the relationship between categorization uncertainty and response time. As uncertainty increases near the categorical boundary, response time also increases. This means that higher uncertainty leads to longer decision-making times on top of the increased bold activity. This observation supports our third key finding. Decision effort rises with categorization uncertainty, leading to longer response times. In summary, the study identifies a distinct frontostriatal thalamic network engaged by categorization uncertainty, separate from the frontoparietal attention network. Increased neural activity in this network correlates with higher uncertainty, suggesting that decision effort rises as the rate of evidence accumulation decreases, leading to longer response times. That's it for the presentation. Thank you for your attention and feel free to ask questions.